And speaking of losing them, we've heard today New South Wales, Dominic Perrottet is obviously going full steam ahead into an election. He wants to give God, I'm thinking about him here. He wants to give principals in schools the ability to hire and fire their own teachers. Something like half of teachers in New South Wales are currently employed and then appointed by the department itself as opposed to the individual principal. This is what Dominic Perrottet had to say about the policy today.
It's making sure we give our children the best start in life and giving greater opportunity and autonomy for our principals to make the decisions and the calls that suit their staff and suit their students.
Now, sadly, this policy that he's announced is only going to extend to the top 50 schools in New South Wales, which to me seems a bit weak. I like this policy. I think it should be applied to every single school in the state, and not only the state, in the country, because giving schools the autonomy to make their own decisions, to hire and fire the teachers they want, to make decisions about the curriculum they want and their ethos and how they want to teach, is what sets one school apart from another. And it's that sort of independence that every school should be given so that they can strive for the best. Instead, what we get is cookie-cutter schools, and look what it's done to our results.
Mark Latham chaired a parliamentary committee inquiry, I think it was last year, talking about this very issue, and they found that each year there's only a couple of teachers statewide who are removed because of incompetence. I was talking to a friend in Queensland today, different state, but same problem. And she said that it's well known in schools where she teaches who the slack teachers are, but they'll never be sacked. They're just put up for transfer and pushed off to another school where the principal doesn't know how bad they are until a few years later he realises the same thing, and they just keep shifting incompetent teachers around. I agree with Caleb. This is a good idea. Principals should be able to hire and fire teachers from what they see rather than someone in a bureaucratic office far removed making decisions, Liz.
No, I think this is called talking without saying anything, and premiers do a lot of it around campaign promises time. As you've already mentioned, Caleb, he's only giving it to the top 50 public schools in the state. So these are the exact 50 schools that least need the ability to cull the herd of losers and to onboard better teachers. This would be far better powers given to schools that actually are really failing and need an injection of quality teachers. And also there's this small issue of a nationwide teacher shortage. Here's a headline that our papers were graced with just last month of 5,000 teachers being injected into the state after we did this massive drive of casuals, we did this massive drive of retirees, we did anyone. The others were final year uni students, so they hadn't even finished yet. That's how desperate we were for teachers here in New South Wales. So I think the idea of giving these principals the power to hire and fire is just a bit wasted at the moment when they're still taking absolutely anybody they can get their hands on.
Well, there's no question there's a million other things they need to address, such as discipline in schools, that's a big one, general culture in schools. No wonder some people don't want to work in the public system.
Yeah, so this is a nothing burger.
Respect from kids or parents. And then rates of pay are also a major problem. If you graduate with a maths degree, you can get far better play working in the corporate sector than standing in front of a classroom of teenagers teaching them maths.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair to say that because there are other things wrong in the education system, this isn't something we should do. And even if at this
but in effect, what is it going to achieve? You've chosen the best 50 schools already. They're the ones who least need these powers.
Give it to all of them, I believe.
It's a start.
Well, do that then instead of this. It seems like an absolute nothing burger, and I'm confused because I doubt it will get him any votes. Who's going to be basing their vote on something so, well, really rather random? In other news,